What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. No, this is not a beer. This is a can of Harris Teeter seltzer water, as I'm going to need it. There's a lot to talk about in this video. So recently, I uploaded a video talking about the card swapping and all the nonsense that goes on in the sports card hobby world. And I've been a victim of it myself. I've had people try to hold me hostage. I've had people trying to get over me on the shipping costs. And just there's all sorts of crap going on. And many people have been calling it out. I'm calling it out too. And I've had to learn, unfortunately, over time to figure out ways to protect myself from one of the things that I find to be god-awful, and that's card swapping. I've seen it happen a couple times. I'm able to keep it to a bare minimum, or at least make it a non-issue anymore because of some of the methods that I've tested that seem to work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to process my orders here on camera, my most recent orders. I just printed out the shipping label for a Paul Skeens Base Mojo Fractor SGC10 to one of my customers. I'll show you how I pack my slabs, how I pack my singles. I'm actually going to give this just one more little clean. This is an Adley Rushman 2023 Topps Chrome Mitchell and Ness card. That's the last of the cards that I need to top load and penny sleeve. And I have to restock. This is my Mitchell and Ness box right here. I have one that's underneath me that I have to go through, and I have another one that's over there. So I was able to dig out about 2.5 crates worth of more Mitchell and Ness cards. But as time goes on, if you guys have been watching the channel, I have a lot of box breaks to go through. And I actually ordered 64 hanger boxes of Topps Update. Big shout out to Western New York Cards for posting the link to Sheen's, I believe is what the website name is called. I'm not able to get any more Best Buy 3-packs because I guess with the trick I was using, rotating my IP address, I guess they finally figured out that it was going to the same address, so they cut me off. So in total, whatever I open up on camera already, plus what's already en route, plus whatever's sitting there, we're going to have close to about 100 of those boxes we're going to open. So I've had to go out and get new storage boxes from BCW, because there's going to be a lot of base cards, and I already have some feisty kids who want them, and my buddy wants a bunch of these too. So there's going to be some good content. But anyway, I'm kind of like rambling on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my reading glasses, and I'm going to do my best to explain everything that you see on my table and how it is I prepare my cards for Postal Service. So this is what works for me. I'm not going to claim to be an expert. I'm not going to claim to be some know-it-all. It's just over time with trial and error. This is what I figured out to do what's best for my card sales. And especially with certain issues at the post office, there are a lot of people that are trying to get over on the shipping costs. Nothing in this world is for free. Everything you see here has to be paid for or has already been paid for. But I've taken the time to figure out certain things that makes my life easier and satisfies the people that I'm selling this stuff to, because it's other people's money. And, because this is an LLC I'm working under, I've got to make sure I do my best to make my customers happy without getting screwed. So, I guess one of the best tools I've had so far that I bought is this USPS template I mentioned. It's clear. But as you can see, the slot I'm concerned about is this one right here where my index finger is. I use envelopes to send my singles. So I'm going to pack up one of these cards. Let's start there. Now, I've already pulled some of the cards with the Adley Rushman being the last. So what I do is I'll print out the shipping labels, right, which are right here. I'm going to cut them up in a little bit. Another tool that you're probably going to need somewhere down the line, I'll get into this in a little bit, is a scale, which basically helps you to avoid going on any post office line almost completely. You also want a decent stick rule, which I have here. Plumbers, carpenters, electricians tend to use these. That comes in handy. I buy these cardboard sleeves to protect the cards, and I have a bunch of where are they? So this is what's going to be packed up with the Polskine slab, which I sold recently, which is right here. I'll show you how I pack that. It's so simple, like anybody can do it. It can be a little convoluted and complicated, unfortunately, but you know, I've had to implement certain things to protect myself from card swapping and all this nonsense. And people trying to claim they didn't get their cards and they're looking for refunds, but you know, the tracking number from the post office showed that these cards were already delivered and blah, 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 blah. It's really, really pathetic, actually, if you ask me, that we've now reached this point where, like, you know, people are literally trying to steal. Okay, so I have the actual orders that have been completed on this piece of paper here, so I'm not staring at a TV screen or a computer screen all day. So the first one I'm going to do on the list here is a, right here in South Carolina, as a matter of fact, Topps Chrome 2023, Lids Mitchell and Ness, Michael Harris II. So I've already pulled his card out of here. It should be on the bottom if it's in proper order. Okay, so here's the Michael Harris card. Top loaded, penny sleeved with brand new cardboard gold sleeves. That's all I use. I think they're the best, in my opinion. So, what I'll do, because I've got multiple shipping labels, with the exception of this guy here, that's a Ground Advantage label, so it's different. And I just printed this out using my cell phone. If I need to print out one label, I'll use my cell phone to do it through Bluetooth from my phone to my printer. But if it's multiple orders, I'm not going to waste my time. You know, it's just best to go through the motions, turn on the computer, you know, go on eBay's website, blah, blah, blah. So I have a bunch of shipping labels printed out, which are all single card orders. There's no 2 cards or 3 cards in any one of these orders. So now I know many of you are saying, how come you don't have a label printer? Well, that's coming down the line sooner or later, depending on how far I take this business. So now that I got these pieces of paper stapled together, that just stops them from moving all over the place. You know, because sometimes I really don't feel like sitting and cutting individual labels. I'd rather do a batch at a time. So I'll staple all these sheets together and just cut. By the time I'm done, there should be like 13 labels ready for attachment to their respective envelopes to their respective buyers. So, and we'll just put this over here. I have a little garbage can off to the side. Okay. Now the cuts don't have to be necessarily straight, but you don't want to butcher these either. So you do want to kind of be a little careful. So presentation does mean a lot as well. So we'll put those labels there. Okay. Now when I print these directly off my computer, I actually shrink them down a little bit, so it leaves a little bit more room on the envelopes. And that's it. So now the labels are cut, with the exception of that one, which will be last in this video. But as you can see right here, these are all the shipping labels ready to rock and roll. So we're looking at the Michael Harris first, right? So this is going to this individual right here in South, well, not exactly right here, but my neighbor's down in South Carolina, I'll put it that way. So if I have way too many orders, I'll spread these labels all over the place. I'll leave them on my floor. I'll do whatever it takes so that this way I don't make any mistakes. Okay, so here's the individual's shipping itinerary, and the label matches, the card matches. Okay, so for right now, just to get this out of my way, you know what? For the sake of video, I'll keep them up here for now. I don't like having labels in the way and stuff like that because sometimes they stick together or they'll fall on the floor. I'd rather put them on my couch and get them out of the way, or put them in a box down here. I have an ottoman that's right underneath the table here with extra boxes just in case. But anyway, okay. Here's the Michael Harris card, top loaded, sleeved. Here's my great value microfiber cloth. I've already taken care of cleaning off whatever remaining dust or stuff is on top. And no, I did not use the peanut butter. So I tend to do this with these cardboard sleeves. I'll take the card face up and then staple down here so that this way the card won't slide out in transit. I know a lot of card collectors are finicky when it comes to, excuse me, using tape. So I staple it shut. Pardon me. I knew I was going to need that seltzer water. So there are two things I can do here. I have these tamper-proof labels, right? I can either label this here in two spots, or I can put the label on one of these, which are essentially plastic protective sleeves that you put over graded slabs. For example, like the SGC Paul Skeens that I sold. There's a plastic I don't know, you don't want to call these penny sleeves. I know they have their own special name. Again, I'm no expert, so to avoid all that, and especially with these labels are tenacious. Once they stick, if you try to peel them off, it'll leave a little bit of residue that says void on here, which means the card's been tampered with, somebody opened it, and that's never a good thing. And I know that people don't want tape on their cards. So I hope you guys are with me so far. I'm not good at explaining things like this. So then what I'll do is I'll seal this. Okay. Make sure that it's completely nice, flat, and all that kind of thing. Then we take our tamper-proof label, we put it lengthwise because we're anticipating somebody opening this. Now, there is going to be a little bit of residue from when you put this down because, like I said, these are tenacious. But give it a little push so that glue really gets on there, and now you have a tamper-proofed card. The only way you can get in this is to rip through that label or cut through it or whatever it is. Just in case somebody tries a card swap, excuse me. There's something else that I do that I'm not going to reveal, especially with this being, out there in the public domain. Should somebody attempt a card swap and they try to repack it in something like this, I'll know that the materials are either mine or they're not mine. I'm not going to explain what that means, but anyway, we take said envelope, which is 7 by 5 by 1. Now, post office, when it comes to these envelopes, this is 1 inch to them. That's just how it works. All right, so we take this, seal it shut, grab the respected label and Scotch tape it down. So as you can see, I run out of room very quickly. And then give it one good taping. Eventually, I like to get myself a label printer. That would save so much work. But for right now, material-wise, for my overhead, it's cheaper to do it this way, though it takes a lot more time. And it could be a little tedious to sit here and do it like this. A label maker would be much better. But, I mean, it keeps me busy. You know what I mean? So that's our first order fulfilled right there. Boom, done. Nothing else to do. Everything's already done. Just give it a once over, make sure, you know, that seal is good on the back, and that's it. That's really it. So we put that off to the side. I'll sit that right there. Let's do the Adley Rushman, since that's out in the open right there. And I need to give it a little bit of a swabbing because there is a little residue on there. So I'll grab my nice new great value being from Walmart. I have a foam piece here that I lay it down because I'm trying not to touch the card with my fingers. Just give it one quick little scrubbing with a dry microfiber. That tends to get everything off, and I highly recommend, if you get these from Great Value, give them a good wash or two in the wash machine and add fabric softener, because you will get some sort of filament on there, or you will get some residue from the microfiber cloth itself that'll leave back. It will leave particulates on the card. So the more you wash this thing, the less of a chance you're going to have particulates on this card. So, and that by eye right there looks pretty good. I'm pretty content with that. And then we'll try to grab it in such a way where we're not touching the card at all. As far as the front or back is concerned, you kind of want to handle it on the side. And that's it. We got our brand new cardboard gold top loaders. And there you go. Boom. So that's pretty much that as far as my singles are concerned. Now I'm going to show you how I pack up my my slabs. So normally I wouldn't print out a label this big, only because it was a single label. I didn't feel like turning on my computer, so I did it over my phone. So the label is rather large for what it is. And you do like you would normally do. Just cut away all the excess meat. All right, there's the label for the Paul Skeens Bowman Mojo Fractor out of SGC 10. Here are the boxes that I use to ship off my slabs. Now, I was doing all sorts of crazy stuff in the beginning when I first started doing this. I found that this is the easiest for slabs. This also goes for multiple card orders. So say like if somebody orders like 7 or 8 cards off of me, they will fit in one of these boxes. I have some styrofoam. If not, I'll take some bubble wrap or whatever. But I found that using these bubble envelopes are probably the best bet because they seal really well and they do hold quite a few cards in them. Not only does that save you on the shipping cost, but it saves me on the overhead as well. So with a little box like this, I think I can hold up to like 12 cards. After that, there's not enough room and then the box starts to deform. So I have to upgrade to a USPS priority mail small box, which can be anywhere between $7 to $9 depending on where I'm shipping it from. So now if you're buying 12 cards off of me and it's $1.29, I believe it is, for one of these labels, $1.25, excuse me, I'll refund the difference. So most people, what they've been doing these days is sending me invoices, which makes it a lot easier on me because I could sit down and calculate everything and then throw out a shipping quote. And most of the time, it's always the same. It comes out to like 4 and change. So here's the Paul Skeens. I'm gonna stick this bad boy right inside there. Get it right down to the bottom. We're gonna bury it in the envelope. Okay. Peel this, because we want to try to make this as small as we can so that it fits nicely inside this box. All right. Now again, to prevent any nonsense from going on, we got our tamper-proof label. And we're going to put 2 of them on. Now you can put these on any which way you like. I tend to put 2 of them on. Sometimes I'll put 3 of them on. Sometimes I'll wrap them around You know, sometimes I'll wrap the whole thing with these, like I'll put them here on the corners or something. In this case, just for demonstration purposes, I think it's easier for the visual here for YouTube that you see right there, it's got 2 tamper-proof screws, and I'm even going to go the next step and staple the corners shut, which won't interfere with the card in any which way, shape, or form. And there you have it. Now you've got this box here, and the next part's kind of self-explanatory. You know, all the work is done for you basically. You just take it, you fold it as to the shape that's cut into it. And boom, there you go. That's simple. Take said card, place the tamper-proof labels upside down so your customer can see what you're getting. And for presentation's sake, it just looks good. Right? Then I take the edges of the box, fold them up real easy like. And there you have it. So the post office considers this 7 by 5 by 1. And up to 6 ounces, the shipping on this, unfortunately, is $4 and change. I don't set that price. The post office sets that price. I had a guy on eBay that thought he was going to get free shipping off of me by trying to get me to send things for like $1 and change. That's not how it works. See, with this template that I have here, for example, like this card I just processed, the Mike Harris, right? If it does not fit cleanly through that slot, it's going to get rejected, and then someone's going to get back charged. It's not going to be me, but unfortunately, you got people out there who want something for nothing or something for dirt cheap. That's not how it works. This is the size of the slot. It's 1/4 inch, and if it's any thicker than that, well, guess what? It's going to be $3 and change, so they're going to charge ground shipping. So, or ground advantage shipping, I should say. So, I just need you guys to realize, who keep complaining on eBay that I'm charging too much, I don't set the prices, the post office does. Now with these particular boxes, I kind of take it one step further. I have shipping tape here, just to make sure that the tape doesn't come off in the middle of transit. And I seal that sucker nice and good. I try to even pull it as tight as I can to make sure that that glue really grabs on. I hope you're all enjoying this video so far. I'm not much of a, expert or anything or explaining things, but hopefully the visuals will be good enough. I'm really not the guy to really explain stuff. So bear with me, everybody, if I'm not making any sense. But essentially, you get the idea. So now the box is nice and sealed tight. You know, you want to add more tape to it, that's up to you. But, I mean, these boxes are really, really good. And then, obviously, the next part should be self-explanatory. Now, this shipping label is a little bigger than what I would use. But because I printed it off my phone, it came out, I guess, what you would call the standard size. So, then you just tape this right to the face of this box. And I want to try to favor the top. And there's a reason why. And you'll see there's a method to my madness. Again, why don't you get a label printer? I will one of these days. I sure will. I'd love to get one of them. They're expensive, though. So says the guy that buys boxes of cards for almost $30 a pop to almost $500 a pop. Right, guys? Woe's me. Did you see what Bowman Chrome Draft is going for, by the way? Over $700 and something for a jumbo hobby. No, thank you. I'll pass. So the reason why I left a little room on there, this is when the fragile stickers come into play. So I'll stick a fragile sticker right here. And you want to be careful not to go over the tracking number or anything like that. And you want to leave that QR code just the way it is. And then for my own personal thing, I put one on the back too. And then to everybody out there who thinks you get something for nothing, you know, these things cost money, these boxes and stuff like that. But I try to go above and beyond for my customers, you know. So if you're paying for something, you know you're going to get it shipped and shipped well, you know. So there's our Paul Skeens all snug in his shipping box with fragile labels. Now, I won't put fragile labels on these unless my customer requests it, or there would be a single card if I have something close by. You know, I'll just use one of these. I know an Adley Rushman card like, oh, Gunnar Henderson. Now, because we're in a low point in the hobby, it's, what is it here, November 11th? Unfortunately, it's the postseason, so I've seen the price of these Gunnar Hendersons go down. I was selling these for like $30 a pop at times. Now that's not the case. They're going for like $8 to $10 a pop. Excuse me. But once a card goes over $20, you must, by eBay's rules, ship it ground advantage, which comes out anywhere between $3 to $4 for a single over $20. Again, I don't set the rules. That's eBay. They set the rules. I have nothing to do with that. So, just a quick review. That's how I pack my slabs. With a bubble envelope, I'll staple the corner shut. I'll put tamper-proof labels on them. You'll get your shipping label, your fragile stickers on both sides. If it's multiple cards, let's just say if somebody pays for multiple cards, and the shipping for this after I weigh it and measure it, which typically these are 7x5x1 according to the post office, they typically come out to like $4 and change. And then whatever the shipping is, I'll refund the difference. So you're not paying for each individual card as if it were being shipped separately. And that seems to be where a lot of the misunderstanding is coming from. Dan the Card Man actually made a video about this recently, and I commented about it, which he responded. You know, that you got to be transparent when it comes to stuff like this. And this is why I do this on YouTube, because this is it. You know, this is the heart and soul of my little gig that I got going on eBay. And there's not much to it. It's very simple, and just be honest, you know, don't be a jerk. Be honest with your customers. Be honest with what you put out there. You know, don't be, unfortunately, with anything that can be corrupted, used, abused, twisted, manipulated, people will find ways to get over on just about everything and anything in life. And if you have the ability at this point, which fortunately I do, and you guys have been awesome buying my cards off of me, I'm able to put back into the hobby things like this and pack them as good as I can so you get the best quality card. You know what you're getting. I'm right here on YouTube. You can see you just saw how I did it. I think I've made a couple of videos like this in the past, but this is where I'm at right now with this stuff, the way I do it now. But again, like I said, I got to make that clear, because I think that's where a lot of the misunderstandings coming from. If you buy multiple cards off of me, yes, I do combine shipping up until maybe like 10 or 12 cards, whatever it is that fits into this little box. And then I have to upgrade to priority mail in one of their small boxes, which is about this big. But if there's still a difference in price, I'll still refund the difference. And I've done that faithfully. And my current customers know that. That's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've pretty much explained everything as much as I can. So I'm going to end this video right here because I want to finish processing these. I got to get their labels on there. I'm going to go take a nice walk to the post office. Even though today is Veterans Day, which, by the way, thank you to our veterans for fighting for what we all stand for, what that American flag is all about. My grandfather fought the Germans in World War II, and I come from German roots, and my grandfather served the good old red, white, and blue. Yeah, my grandpap, I never met him. Unfortunately, he died when he came home from the war. My dad never knew his dad. And, you know, that's a real tragedy. But I'm still proud to have my grandfather and his name in my life. I'm very proud of my grandpap, and I'm very proud to be named after him. So to all of our veterans, thank you so much for preserving our freedom. Hopefully none of you have been polluted with this DEI nonsense. And hopefully Orange Man can restore order to our military after what I've seen with certain stuff over this psychotics administration, and now what this woman was looking to push. I hope a certain Orange Man actually restores our faith in our military. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, again, like I said, I apologize if I didn't explain myself well. This is just how I do it. It works for me, may not work for you. But anyway, that's it, folks. So on that note, happy Veterans Day. Thank you to our veterans for serving and protecting us. People like me really, truly do appreciate it. I have it in my family, so thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of this channel to my customers, my viewers. You guys are awesome. If you're interested in anything, click the link in the description box below. And that's pretty much it. Until next time, everyone, I'm going to find time to start breaking some boxes, because I got them hanger boxes, the Fanatics boxes, sitting over there. My Bowman Chrome Mega boxes are, not my Bowman Chrome, excuse me. My Topps Chrome Mega boxes are on their way. My Jumbo Hobby is on its way. I was able to secure one box during the pre-sale. And I got all of those hanger boxes. I'm hoping to get one of them yellow Skeens. My interest has been piqued based on what I've seen on eBay and online, but we'll see what happens. On that note, I'm out of here. Take care, folks. Again, this is what I do.